you don't stop listening to the Sega Lounge, you proceed. Because this special episode dedicated to the 20th anniversary of Sonic Rush is indeed what you need. So sit back, relax, and listen to the whole thing back to back. I guess. Stay right there. Right on. And I'll stop with the puns. This is the Sega Lounge. Hello and welcome to the Sega Lounge. My name's Casey and I'm your quite sickly host this week. This is the podcast that's all about Sega, the games, the music, the community, everything in between. And I apologize in advance because I have a cold, and so that's probably noticeable in my voice, in the very unprofessional manner in which I'll be hosting this show as well. There are some tissues here and everything, so I apologize for people listening in or watching the video version, actually. People listening in, I'll try to be quiet and leave it to my wonderful guests to do most of the talking, if that's all right. Speaking of wonderful guests, hello, wonderful guests.
Hello, Casey. I've gotten used to that. Finally, turning the right way.
Nice. So we have Mr. Green Viper 8. Hello.
Hello there. Back again. I had a week off. It's been very nice, you know?
Nice. Enjoy it. It's going to be your last, as we discussed earlier. Yeah, but thank you very much for joining me for this special episode.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah, and also returning guest, Stuart, aka Shen Musings. Hello, Stuart.
Hello.
Very nice to have you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm relatively healthy. Happy to say so. Yeah, and thanks for having me back on again.
Always a pleasure. I see some. I just noticed some very nice figgies on the back there, which I'll show people. So the Shenmue figgies, very nice. Very nice.
I've got the first wave of the classic Sonics as well. I must admit, I'm slacking. I've not got any more figgies since those behind me, but.
Yeah, I got those 8, the exact ones.
Yeah,
and that's it. I'm trying to justify the purchase.
Yeah, I mean, originally I was like, okay, I've got to get the Shenmue ones, obviously. And then I was like, I definitely want Tails, but then it was like, I think it was like money off if you get all the Sonic ones. I was like, yeah, okay, fine.
You got me.
Yeah,
you got me. Yeah.
I'm eyeing the Streets of Rage ones, and like
I am tempted by those.
Stuff.
Yeah.
There's like 16 different Sonic ones now.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe,
as is always the case.
Maybe hold off on releasing more Sonic ones for a while, and like, yeah, please.
Yeah.
My wallet doesn't. Can take it. Anyway, Sonic. Here I am complaining about Sonic merch, and we're here to talk about Sonic. Such a hypocrite. So welcome to a very special episode of the Sega Lounge dedicated to Sonic Rush, which turned last month, as we're recording this, 20 years old. Wow. And I'm, again, as per usual, feeling very old, celebrating all of these milestone anniversaries.
Yeah.
2005, November 2005 was when we got Sonic Rush on the Nintendo DS. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about our own experiences with the game, what we loved or didn't really like that much about Sonic Rush, and what came after as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about Sonic Rush Adventure, Sonic Colors DS, and some of those amazing community projects that have been coming out recently to celebrate Sonic Rush. And we hope you guys listening in or watching tell us as well your experiences, your thoughts on Sonic Rush, maybe the Sonic Rush series, if you will, with the 2 Sonic Rush games and Sonic Colors DS, which I think can be considered part of. No, but it is right. It's like the same engine, although it's a little bit of a different game, right? So let's talk a little bit about the history of Sonic Rush. So it released November 2005 on the Nintendo DS, which is to this day still one of the like best-selling consoles of all time. And I mean consoles, not just handheld consoles. I think if you exclude the Switch, it's the best handheld console of all time. If you consider the Switch a handheld, that surpassed the DS recently. But other than that, only the PS2 I think surpassed the DS in terms of like total sales.
Not a bad run at all.
Yeah,
no,
yeah. And that surprised me, actually. I learned about this like last year or whatever. People were talking about the Switch and its sales, and I never really realized how popular the DS was.
I think it really drew in the casual kind of crowd, didn't it? A bit like the Wii, because you had like all these brain training games. You had stuff like Nintendogs. There was probably all these other like sort of brain training kind of things as well. Yeah, I mean, I remember my my aunt having a DS, and like I think you know before that she never played like any console or handheld like in her life. So yeah, I think it really did sort of reach reach the casual sort of gamer. Yeah,
yeah, and the dual screens as well, right?
mm-hmm.
That whole thing, hence DS, right? Unless they were like it's definitely smoother or something like that, and everyone was like, "Oh, dual screens," because or maybe it's just double screen or something like that.
Here we go. Time for my useless trivia hour.
Oh,
you look forward to this every week.
Please.
It's it has two acronyms because
Oh,
why not? It's dual screen, like you said,
Okay.
and developer system for some reason. I don't know why. I guess they thought
Nintendo developer system.
Yeah, like that was more used for the developers to go, look how easy this was to use or whatever. It's a weird acronym though. I don't know why it needed to.
And I appreciate that. Like
Back
not
to
really
again.
not useless, useful trivia because
To us and us only.
Yeah. It's one of those things that I always wondered, but I just assumed dual screen and just like just go with it.
So
I never looked it up.
And yeah.
But knowing Nintendo and knowing Japanese developers, sometimes it's like something completely different, and we just want it to be more westernized. It's not. But good to know. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, and obviously Sonic had to be on it in some way. Before Sonic Rush came out, and also before the DS, we had Sonic games on the GBA, on the Game Boy Advance. And this is the section what came before that I added to the document here, because I wanted to compare what we had in terms of like handheld Sonic before Sonic Rush and how it changed with the Nintendo DS. So Sonic Advance 1, 2, and 3 were more traditional, like 2D platformers, traditional classic Sonic experiences. I mean, mostly 1. But then Dimps, developer of these handheld games, was like experimenting a little bit into mostly with bottomless pits and stuff. And 3 with the buddy system from Sonic Heroes. You had like a second character, swap characters, or not swap. Could you swap characters? No, you had like partner actions, right?
Yeah, you had to go back to the menu to swap.
That's it.
Yeah,
too handy, I guess.
And it sort of affected like what moves and abilities the character you were controlling had. Yeah, depending on who your partner was.
Yeah, I not really. I'm gonna say Sonic Advance 3 is definitely my least favorite of that trilogy, with Sonic 1 being my favorite because it's the one that's like most true to the classics. But I appreciate what they did with Sonic Advance 3. I think it was an interesting way to like change things up.
I mean, it's on Dimps. Like, they're always one to reinvent the wheel, weren't they? Like every single game had to be different from the last, no matter how like time consuming or how much effort that would take. Because then look at Advance 3 to Rush; it's then completely different again. Probably closest to Advance 2, but still, they went like they were never one to sit still for better or worse. And I think that's kind of what I like about their games to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Were you fans of the Advanced trilogy?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. I really like the advanced games, yeah, and I especially like Advanced 2, which I know is sort of quite divisive because a lot of people are, oh, it's just hold right to win, but in a way, like it's kind of like sort of the closest advanced game to what ended up what Rush ended up becoming, and then in turn, like Rush sort of ended up influencing the way the sort of the mainline 3D games went as well. Like when Unleashed had the boost as well, and I really love Advance 1 and 3 as well. I just think they're like really good little games, and I wish Sega would just re-release the bloody things on the Switch. Like honestly,
so true, right? Like seems like a no-brainer. I really can't understand
does.
it.
Last gen, and then just didn't do it again this gen. But then again, Japanese Wii U only. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah,
what they were
it's so
thinking with
annoying.
that.
Yeah.
But they did it.
I can't really see an advantage to like either company of not having Sonic Advance 1 to 3 on the Switch Online system, like the subscription system. Really can't see the advantage. It's not like they're gonna re-release these games as like a compilation or such. They could, but I
mean, I'd buy that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really wanted Sonic Battle as well. I didn't include this in the like what came before, but it's also a GBA game that I really enjoyed. It's something again completely different.
If they did a collection with the 3 advanced games and you throw Battle and Pinball Party in there, then I'd buy that.
Yeah, Pinball
Don't
Party
throw Sonic
as well.
Genesis in.
No,
that one can stay put.
That can
that can stay in the bin. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so I think this provided us with like a good context of what the situation was in terms of Sonic and if 2D Sonic, which was exclusive to handhelds or to a handheld at the time, the GBA. And we had Sonic 3D in home consoles. So we had Sonic Heroes, we had Sonic or Shadow the Hedgehog in 2005, Sonic 06, obviously. And we had got the like 2D side-scrolling Sonic games in handheld systems. But definitely, just like you were saying, Stuart, Sonic Rush was the start of something new. And so before we get into that specifically, I want to know your own memories of Sonic Rush, if you got it at launch, if you have like good memories of playing it, like anything, because I do have, and that's why I think I still love this game to this day, because it's like there's a nostalgia here is like a big part of it. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. So I was trying to remember. I think I got it for Christmas 2005 along with Shadow on the GameCube, and I think that Shadow actually came out the same day as Rush. So yeah, you had that on the consoles and you had Rush on the DS. So obviously Shadow is probably like a bit more divisive. So yeah, a lot
Whatever
of people
could you mean?
So a lot of people would say like, oh, Rush was sort of the bright spot of that release window. But I because I'd already had the DS because I think I got the DS pretty much when it came out as well, which was like a year before, I think, if I remember right. And obviously I knew I wanted to get Sonic Rush, and I have really fond memories of playing it at the time. I remember specifically the struggle I had to get the last Chaos Emerald on that last special stage, which is kind of a recurring thing with some of these Sonic games. It was the same with the advanced games. It's the same with this one. It's just an absolute bastard to get like a lot of tries to get there. But yeah, no, on the whole, like I remember really enjoying it. And yeah, just obviously the music is one of the most fondly liked things about this game. Yeah, the gameplay is just like really fun. You're just sort of boosting, like you're performing tricks, like it just feels really satisfying to play and sort of get a good score or get a good time on the levels. So that was sort of my memories of it. I did replay it recently, and yeah, I guess we'll sort of come on to that later. And it was mostly what I remembered, and but yeah, there was sort of a few other bits that was sort of like, yeah, I sort of maybe thought like, okay, these are the not so good bits, but yeah, on the whole, yeah, very fond memories of the game.
Yeah, and so I just checked, both released on November 15th, 2005. Yeah. I actually didn't remember that, but yeah.
Yeah. Now you know.
Good shot. Yeah. Viper. What about
you? Definitely a different experience, as we've come to know at this point. This was a very formative game for me. One of the first games I remember playing, actually. Not the, but that would have been a couple years earlier. But Sonic Rush was one of the first games I got for the DS, probably Christmas 06. One of those, we'll just get it for him, see what it likes, and it completely, let's see if he likes it, and it completely formed my entire personality for the next 20 years. So, congrats to my aunt and uncle, I guess, for correctly instilling that in me. My memories of it are really enjoying the game, but in that perspective, you do as like a 4 or 5-year-old of just the first stage over and over and over again. I could never do that first boss fight. It took a couple years after that of just repeat playthroughs before I was like, oh, I got Blaze unlocked, and now I've got all these other stages, and still then took me a good few years to actually see the game off. That was only a couple years ago now. I was like, let's give this a go again. I've gotten better at Sonic games because we've already spoken about the pits. The pits are bad in this game. So that was always a big roadblock in actually finishing it. So that came 2021, 2022, I think. I finished Rush Adventure, which is a way more forgiving game. And I went, right, let's just sit down and actually see Sonic Rush through. And I was surprised by how much I still liked it. Like, not all of it just, oh, I remember playing this game or whatever. Like, I thought, this has got some really nice elements to it. As everyone said, the music, that's a great part of it. One of the more memorable bits for sure. But I really like the zone design itself, like in terms of, the aesthetic of every zone. It really pops. Even, say, like Leaf Storm and whatever the Carnival one's called. We've kind of had those before in other Sonic games, but I feel like they felt unique in their own presentation on the concept almost. So I always appreciated the game a lot for that, to be honest. And yeah, that's it's about it. Don't have too many memories until kind of recently, when I really grew to love it. So great game.
Yeah.
Well, I was 18 when the game came out, so I'm now feeling very, very old.
Crumbling.
Yeah.
Crumbling
I was
to dust
21.
yeah.
So yeah.
Sorry.
Hence the feeling old part that I mentioned at the beginning. Yeah, my memories of Shadow, also Shadow, but Sonic Rush especially. I think I got Shadow later. I don't remember buying those two games. I was aware of them both. I think I got Shadow like sometime in December or maybe early 2006, if I remember correctly. I did get it. I did play it very close to release, but not on launch, I think. Sonic Rush, on the other hand, I got when it released, and I believe it's like I was trying to like maybe really nail the details, but I can't remember if I got Sonic Rush with the DS. So I think this was the first game that I got for my DS. I bought the console and Sonic Rush. I could be wrong because I associate Sonic Rush with also with Animal Crossing Wild World, which I thought was released earlier here in Europe, but apparently it released March 2006. So that's why my memory is a little bit hazy on the details. I do associate playing Sonic Rush and Animal Crossing Wild World at the same time. So I don't know if I bought Sonic Rush, played it a little bit, and then put it aside, and then came back to it when I bought Animal Crossing Wild World, or if I actually played a little bit later again, just like replayed Sonic Rush, because I remember getting it at launch. But again, a little bit hazy on the details.
So you had a nice calming game to play after like all the rushing and boosting around.
Yeah, I remember like long, like weekend afternoons on the sofa with my DS and playing a little bit of Sonic Rush, like swapping cartridges, playing Animal Crossing Wild World for a little bit, and yeah, that was the whole reasoning, right? So boost, calm down, boost, calm down. Yeah, but it's like it's like a cozy game as well for me, because I really enjoyed Sonic Rush alongside Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's kind of a cozy game for me, but I know it's not. It's like a more action-y type game. I do really, one of the things, and we all mentioned it, but it's the music. It's definitely one of the things that I really love about Sonic Rush. And also the sense of speed, which I'll be honest, I know Sonic is all about speed, right? But that I think this is the first time when I really, really agreed with that concept, because I'm an older Sonic fan, like you, Stuart, as well, and for me, Sonic is about not just speed but momentum, platforming, right? From the 2D days, from the classic Sonic days on the Mega Drive. And so when people say, oh, Sonic is all about speed and stuff, yeah, right. It's faster. Like Sonic is faster than Mario for sure, and you can go really fast. And I remember like playing Sonic 2 and like disappearing off screen because I was going so fast. Stuff like that. But it was mostly for me about platforming, like skill in like keeping on the upmost path in the level, which was the better path, momentum and stuff like that. Sonic Rush, I think, was for me the first one in which I said, yeah, this is about speed as well, with the introduction of the boost mechanics, which became a little bit of a staple in, like you said before, in later games like the 3D games, especially Sonic Unleashed and onwards. So that was something special for me. And I really enjoyed the boost mechanics, I have to say. Although, especially in later levels, you have to be careful with the bottomless pits and like boosting too much. Right? Was that something that you enjoyed as well?
No, I enjoyed it as well, because it's sort of a different kind of Sonic game.
Okay, so we're back. Apologies for this quick edit, guys. So Viper was not feeling that well. He had to drop out of our recording. So we're gonna keep going. So hopefully Viper will feel better soon. It's like that the bugs going around. So take care of yourselves, guys. Maybe stay in bed, cozy and warm, and play Sonic Rush. So speaking of Stuart, we were talking about the boost system. And I mentioned I quite enjoyed that, but it had like its downfalls as well in terms of level design. So any opinions on that?
So I do enjoy like the boost kind of gameplay on the whole. I think, and obviously it was sort of a later sort of like evolved and refined a little bit with like Rush Adventure, the sequel, and then like in Unleashed, when they sort of brought it over to like the mainline 3D games. And yeah, on the whole, like it is really fun. It's quite satisfying to sort of get good at like certain levels, and perfect your time on time attack and sort of get the best score you can with all the tricks and stuff. But there are also points, and yeah, I guess a lot of fans would just sort of call it like typical Dimps level design. Because I sort of found this when I replayed it recently. There's sort of a lot of points where the level design sort of feels at odds with like the boost system and the gameplay. Like sometimes I sort of felt like the game sort of like says to you like, oh no, what were you boosting there for? Like you're going too fast, you're going flying off the screen, and you're like missing this platform, or you're missing these like hoops that you were supposed to go through. Like what are you doing? Like, no, you have to slow down for this bit. But then on the other side of the coin, there's also bits like, no, you weren't going fast enough. Like you weren't boosting. Like you're not going to make it now. You're going to fall into this pit. So there is a lot of times where it feels like it's sort of working against you, and you sort of have to learn and remember like where those points are. So like it's a little bit of trial and error. And I can sort of maybe understand where people would sort of maybe get a bit frustrated with that. I mean, to be honest, when I was replaying it the other day, it wasn't really an issue because I was playing like on the DS, like with my actual copy, with my like 100% save file, and I racked up like over 99 lives. So yeah, I did die a few times, but it wasn't like an issue because I essentially had like infinite lives, and I wasn't like game overing like all the time. But yeah, I can sort of see why it would be a bit frustrating as well. But I think they sort of refined it and sort of made that a little bit better with like Rush Adventure, and then with Unleashed and sort of later boost games as well. But yeah, there's definitely a few points where it just sort of feels like, oh no, suddenly you have to slow down now because this is a platforming section.
It's like maybe like you said, they set you up to like just keep going, boost, and then you understand, no, maybe I shouldn't keep boosting here. I noticed this, and I think this is part of what I remember from back in the day. I replayed a little bit of the game. So, by the way, what I do every year actually is I pick up the game at least once a year and play a little bit. I usually play the first few Sonic levels. And I don't really get to the Blaze gameplay. This time I actually went back and played Blaze as well to record footage for this as well, which we can see now. And I think it lined up with what I remember from back in the day. Blaze's levels are probably more platform heavy in terms of like, not platform heavy, like Sonic is also like Sonic's levels are similar, but I feel like when you're playing with Blaze, you have to be more careful. Or at least maybe, I don't know, maybe it's because the first level is this one. It's like Ethno Circus, is it?
This one's Night Carnival.
Night Carnival, that's it.
Yeah, it's not Carnival Night at all. It's Night Carnival. It's very different.
Please understand, and it's original. Don't.
Yeah, it's totally original.
What are you saying? But yeah, but maybe because I was being conditioned because this is the first level, whereas Sonic's first level is more of like a Green Hill-like stage. It feels like a proper first stage, whereas Blaze's level is a little bit more advanced, I feel, because you're not playing. You can't play as Blaze to begin with, right? So you have to play with Sonic as Sonic before you unlock Blaze. So you're not really new to the game anymore. So maybe that's the reasoning, and they wanted to like change the stages because the story is a little bit different depending on which character you're playing with. But I feel like my memory of this is Blaze's movement has to be a little bit more intentional. Whereas Sonic, you can boost a little bit more, especially in the earlier stages of the game. But then, like towards the end, it gets the same. You have to be careful.
Yeah.
Like the final couple of levels, you really have to be careful because you don't see where you're going and you're going to fall and die just like it happened here.
Like that.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. But I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Did you feel that with Blaze as well? Or
so I was just trying to think because I know Blaze does the levels in like a different order. They sort of jumbled it around a little bit. I don't know if the level layouts are actually different or not. Because I did play them back to back, and I wasn't sure if there was any difference.
Back to back.
Yeah, I didn't even mean to do that. It might be I didn't notice like if there are like differences. I know Blaze has that like hover kind of move that Sonic doesn't have, which I think potentially sort of might save you like if you're about to fall into a pit. I don't remember sort of making too much use of that. But yeah, like you say, it might just be because like at that point you're sort of more used to it.
Could be
because I think you unlock because you can play as Blaze like once you've done like the first boss as Sonic, because that's when she appears. So like you could just like quit out and like play as Blaze straight away. But yeah, like you say, you've already had that first level as Sonic, so you sort of already know like how the game works.
Night Carnival is definitely a harder level than the first.
Oh yeah,
the first Sonic one.
Yeah,
I'm struggling with the names, but I'll bring them up so I can remember. Is it?
It's all right. I have like a Leaf Storm. Leaf Storm, I have quite a uncanny memory for these Sonic level names. It's probably quite worrying.
Leaf Storm, yes.
To be honest.
So, by the way, Sonic goes Leaf Storm, Water Palace, Mirage Road, Night Carnival, Stage 4, Huge Crisis, Altitude Limit, and then Deadline in this final stage. Blaze goes Night Carnival, Leaf Storm. So Sonic's first level is Blaze's second. Then Mirage Road is the same for both characters. Water Palace, Altitude Limit, and Huge Crisis. So it's like a little bit different. But she starts with level 4, with Sonic's level 4, then goes to level 1. So it's a little bit different. I definitely felt like Leaf Storm with Blaze was much easier than Night Carnival. Because I think maybe that's why in my memory, Blaze's stages are a little bit trickier in terms of like platforming.
Yeah, it sort of feels like it sort of feels like they said like, okay, let's jumble the level order a bit, so it's not like as repetitive. Like I don't know if they sort of maybe thought that like after Sonic Heroes, where you play the same levels in the same order as all 4 teams. I don't know if that maybe had something to do with it.
Probably.
But then it feels like they didn't take into account like, oh, we should probably like adjust the difficulty to accommodate for that. It doesn't necessarily feel like they did that. It's just like, we'll change the order, we won't change the actual difficulty of the of the levels.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? That said, as I said before, I loved the boost mechanic. I also loved, and you touched on this a little bit, the trick system, which was you could do tricks like dash tricks, I guess, in Sonic Advance 2 at least. I remember that, like when you're like hopping on a spring, and then you could just like do a forward attack or forward dash, which sort of acted like a trick in a way, but it didn't really affect gameplay. I mean, not gameplay. Obviously, it affected gameplay, but it didn't really count to anything. Whereas here, you have like a little bit of a point system as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of a reward because points pop up on screen.
Yeah.
If you do like a perfect trick combo, animals jump up and it like you hear,
I love
yay!
that.
And that also contributes to the. I guess the word is rush, to the rush you feel when you play this game, right?
It's very satisfying. Yeah,
it's very satisfying. Yeah. So, and this is where, and I know I this is another one of those points that we had here in our outline, but this is why I feel like Hideki Naganuma was the right person for the job.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because this definitely feels more like a mix between Sonic and Jet Set Radio, or Sonic and like I don't know, like maybe Tony Hawk's or Pro Skater or something, like with the trick system, with the more like you were one of the like the part of the rebellion and like rushing out and like crashing against enemies and taking everything in front of you. So I feel like Naganuma was the man for the job for sure.
Yeah, it definitely fits. And I feel like just the whole like tone and like atmosphere, it's very stylish, like even in the kind of the menus before you even start the game properly, like it's definitely very Jet Set Radio sort of esque, you know. It's very cool, it's very stylish. I think they were definitely going for that sort of vibe.
For sure. I don't think, and I know we're going to talk a little bit about this at the end, but I don't think as good as Sonic Rush Adventure is in terms of soundtrack, and we talked about this before we started recording. I was listening back to the Sonic Rush Adventure soundtrack on my way home today, and listening to everything, like the whole soundtrack as a whole, I feel like it's much better than I remembered. But it's not the same as Sonic Rush. It doesn't hit it as hard as Sonic Rush, and I definitely prefer Sonic Rush. The whole feel, and I guess the whole feel of like the entire game for me, it hit harder then, and it still hits harder today. Like you said, like the whole, even the graphics, which in terms of like Sonic Rush versus Sonic Rush Adventure, they're basically the same style, but I much prefer the style of Sonic Rush versus the nautical feel of Sonic Rush Adventure.
Yeah. No, I can agree with that. It's not quite as cool, is it? I do like Rush Adventure, but it sort of loses a little something compared to the first game.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the special stages, by the way? You said you mentioned the last one being very difficult. I do remember that as well.
The last one, I just remember being an absolute bastard. That took me like quite a few tries, but on the whole, like I think they're really fun. They're kind of like yet another take on sort of the Sonic 2 kind of half pipe special stage. I think that's probably the most sort of common sort of form of special stage that they've done the most times. But I think they're really fun and they work really well. You control Sonic like on the touch screen, and you sort of use the stylus to sort of swerve him left and right to get the rings. There's these sort of little bumpers that you hit where you have to like hit the numbers in time, like in the right order. So that's quite satisfying when you get that right and you get more rings. There's just sort of lots of nice little touches as well. Like you'll have enemies pop up and you can like tap them to homing attack them and get more rings. They're just sort of really fun. They're sort of fun, and they do get challenging, like especially the last one. But they never sort of feel like overly unfair. I think they're sort of done really well, and it's definitely a good use of the DS touchscreen. I think they were, really, it was just a really good use of it.
I remember when I first played the special stages. In my mind, I had to move slowly, like between like left to right, so Sonic could complete the movement. And then I realized, no, just go on, like move to the other side of the screen, and it's fine. And that's part of why it's so satisfying as well, because you can see there's a lot of like spiky balls in the middle, but it's okay. Just move towards the right, and it's okay. You skip past them, and you get the rings, and it's very, very satisfying how fast and responsive it is.
Yeah.
And the whole, like, the many different types of ways you can get extra rings, like these at first very easy, but then at some point very annoying, like numbered pads, like 7 or 8 or whatever, and you have to like be very quick in order to get some extra rings and stuff. But like you said, the enemies you can homing attack to get more rings. It's very satisfying. It's very vibrant and colorful.
Yeah.
And so I think it's one of my favorite implementations of the half pipe special stage, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
One thing, people, if you're new to the game, by the way, you can only get 1 emerald per stage, per like section of like group of acts. So you have Leaf Storm Act 1 and 2. If you access one of those like little spinning handles that take you through a special stage in Act 1, for example, and then you try another one in Act 2, you think maybe I can get another emerald. No, it's the same thing. So you don't get any emeralds, it just gets like a points, and so don't do that. So you only get another emerald in the next zone.
Yeah, I think that was like a Dimps Sonic game thing. Because I think that's how it worked in the advanced games as well. Like if you got an emerald in Act 1, like that's it. You can't get an emerald again until the next zone. That's just sort of seemed to be how they structured it. It's not like Sonic 2 where you can just keep using the star posts and you can get all the emeralds like by the end of Emerald Hill. Like, no, you can't. Doesn't let you do anything like
no
that.
Cheating.
No cheating.
Yeah. And we talked about the touch screen, but I think we're missing the biggest selling point, I believe, for Sonic Rush. At least when I looked at like previews and like ads on magazines and stuff for Sonic Rush, it was always the biggest selling point for Sonic Rush was the biggest selling point for the Nintendo DS, which was the dual screen system. It was really amazing, and I'm just gonna go back to the first level because that was the level that was like advertised the most. And you could see Sonic move from the top screen to the bottom screen in like real time, and you could see you're on the bottom screen, but you're seeing what's happening on the top screen up above. You have a bigger sense of the whole level, the whole stage, which is really, really cool, I have to say. And apart from the DS, and I wonder, now that I think about it, I don't think the 3DS Sonic games had that. I don't think Sonic Lost World 3DS had that. I know Sonic Generations didn't. They used the touch screen as like a HUD display, I guess.
Yeah.
But not really as a second screen where the action was happening.
No.
Which is a shame because I really enjoyed this kind of mechanic that they tried for this. Is that something that like blew your mind back in the day?
I think it did at the time. It just felt like really innovative, and just while you were talking about it, then I was trying to think like, is there any other like platform games on the DS that do that, or is it just Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventure?
I don't really remember, to be honest.
Yeah.
I know there were some really cool uses of the second screen, the 2 screens.
Yeah.
Games that like was it I think Ninja Gaiden that had you could hold the DS as like a book, and you could
Yeah.
write on the I guess the right screen, which was the bottom screen.
Yeah.
Like attack using like if you just like drew actions or whatever it was, or like use or was it like a sword? I guess you could use like the stylus as a sword and like
Yeah, and
slash your
the
enemies.
Zelda games on the DS had stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
What you had to control Link with the stylus, which I
Yes.
know a lot of people didn't like, but I
Yeah.
didn't mind it. Like I think it worked really well. But yeah, you could like draw. You could sort of scribble notes on your map, or like circle certain bits, so you could like make a note to yourself, like, oh, I'll have to come back there,
Mhm.
when I've got bombs or like something that can get through there, or whatever. So yeah, there was some like quite innovative and sort of clever uses of the touchscreen, and yeah, there was sort of a few like puzzle games and sort of visual novel type games, stuff like Hotel Dusk, and another code that had like really inventive uses of it as
Trauma
well.
Center as well, I believe.
Yeah, yeah,
Atlas game, by the way.
yeah. And yeah, and obviously the DS like is really fondly remembered, and obviously it sold really, really well. But it just almost seems a shame that we probably won't see sort of this sort of innovation and kind of touchscreen kind of use like again,
Yeah.
really, because it was really cool.
Yeah, and part of the reason probably why we haven't seen like Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventure return in any form, although they haven't really released like we don't have like a virtual console for DS games yet, but it's kind of hard to implement unless you look at the like the TV screen and have like the 2 screens.
Yeah, I
Left
don't
and
even
right
know.
or whatever, but
Yeah,
it would be
how do
kind of
you even?
different to emulate that feel.
Yeah, how do you even do it? Because
Mm.
this was the thing, like, because when I played it again the other day, I was sort of thinking like, okay, I guess you probably can emulate it, and I guess there must be like DS emulators that are set up like
Yes.
in a way where you can have both screens. But I just sort of thought like, no, I've got my DDS, I've got the game. It took a while to find it because I moved into this house last year, and it was just sort of like, oh yeah, just dump stuff anywhere. I'll worry about it later. So yeah, it took me a little while to find the bloody thing, but yeah, like it was worth it, like just to sit and actually play it, as I played it, and like on original hardware, and like
Yeah.
the full DS experience. Yeah, it's just it was quite a interesting time in gaming, I think, and
For
yeah,
sure.
got fond
But
memories of
going
it.
back to your original question, I don't remember any other platformer that used both screens for the actual action of the
Yeah.
game. Right. I remember, like for example, in New Super Mario Brothers, was it? I think it was. But I remember like seeing a map on the bottom, and
Yeah.
like the rings, like the gold coins that you not rings coins that you collected, like the big giant coins in each level. You could
Yeah.
see which ones you had, or if you were like closer to the middle checkpoint or the end checkpoint. But all of the action was on the top
On
screen,
the top, yeah.
and so this is a really cool use of the Nintendo DS's 2 screens, because you really don't need a map or anything for a Sonic
No,
game,
no.
right? Like later 3DS games prove, you don't really need anything on the bottom screen. Just let
No.
us see the whole stage, like top to bottom, and
Yeah.
let Sonic move around like from top to bottom, and I think that's a cooler use of the 2
It is.
screens.
Yeah, and obviously, yeah, I guess we haven't really talked about the bosses. I mean, for the
Yeah,
bosses, it's like purely on the top screen,
true,
and then the bottom
true.
screen. Yeah, you've just got well, if you're playing as Sonic, you got like Tails like cheering you on, and it says like the number of hits you've got left on the boss, and then if you're playing as Blaze, you've got Cream. Um, but yeah, the bosses, I may be a little bit more mixed on.
Yes.
They are quite. I like the sort of use of 3D, and like it's showing there, like you'll have like Eggman sort of like come from like in the distance, and then like suddenly come down and try and crush you. But yeah, they are a lot more frustrating than I remembered. There's sort of quite a lot of waiting around for him to do the attack pattern, and then you have a very narrow window to hit him, and yeah, it can be a little bit um frustrating, but yeah, they're quite cool. I remember when they first revealed the game, and they sort of showed footage with it. I was like quite impressed when they showed footage of this first boss. Like, I thought that was really cool. So it was like, oh, so like it's like a 2.5D
Yeah,
Sonic
for
game,
sure.
but the bosses are sort of kind of 3D. And I just thought it was really cool. It's like, oh, like handheld games are sort of capable of this kind of thing now, because yeah, it was really impressive to see a handheld do this sort of thing back in 2005.
For sure. Yeah. And um, graphically, while I don't think people would look at Sonic Rush right now in
Mhm.
2025 and say, "Oh, this is a very impressive looking game,"
No.
but back in the day, and if you think about like the stylized graphics and how they implemented sort of a 3D effect as well, like you said, it's a 2.5D game,
Mhm.
and in the Sonic Advance era, we just had like pure 2D games, so it was really something new for Sonic, and it
Yeah.
worked really well. I'm not the biggest fan of boss battles in this game either,
Mhm.
but and even like sort of cutscenes as well. You can
Mhm.
see in this like style of graphics that's
Mhm.
characteristic of the Sonic Rush and Rush Adventure games. I
Mhm.
quite like that. Quite like that.
Yeah.
Even if the implementation of 3D in boss battles could have been better,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit more creative, I guess, because you
Mhm.
have like basically two types of bosses, right? You have the one like we just saw. You
Mhm.
have like I guess your plain uh like platform,
Yeah.
and one of the Eggmans is trying to hit you from
Mhm.
like it's in front of you and like hitting you from
Yeah.
above or whatever, or from the sides. And then you have the circular round arena, if you will,
Yeah.
which probably is a little bit is even more frustrating because
Mhm. Oh,
they
this
don't
one,
really
yeah.
follow the same path every time, the same pattern
Yeah.
every time. Um, and so, yeah, I think this is my biggest criticism of this game, to be honest, is
Yeah.
I could handle the bottomless pits and the need to slow down from time to time, but these boss battles were kind of frustrating.
Yeah. Actually, it's
Uh,
funny, this boss in particular. So so after I played it, I was watching like a speed run, because I sort of thought, okay, I kind of want to see like what a really good player's playthrough of this game looks like, and like it's really impressive, like just how they obviously know the right points to boost and trick, and like
mhm.
don't and not die. And yeah, I think they did this boss in about 30 seconds, and I had to watch it back. I was like, how did you
Oh my
do that?
god.
Like, what did you do?
I don't know. I don't know if like there's a way to influence what the boss does, like
Possibly,
your
yeah.
placement. I think because even the other type of boss that we showed
Mhm,
before,
mhm,
I feel like if you maybe I'm just dreaming, but if you stand still, don't move around too much, he keeps
mhm.
hitting you from above. with like the stomping attack.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you move around, it'll do like that very annoying side to side attack.
Yeah.
Which you can't, and that's in that attack. During that attack, you can't really fight back. You can attack the boss itself. So you just have to like jump and dodge, which is very annoying. And then at the end, you get a grade, you get a score, which doesn't really depend on you that much, to be honest. Because if you take too long, it's like the game's fault. Right?
That's the thing, because sometimes it feels random, like what sort of attacks he'll do and when. It might be certain bosses more than others, but there were certain times where I sort of thought, like, oh, you're doing that bloody attack again. Like, come on, like, it's just wasting so much time. Yeah, and I mean, the final boss. Well, I say the final boss, like the regular final boss, not the like secret supersonic one. But yeah, the regular final boss can be quite frustrating as well, because again, your opportunity to attack him is quite narrow, and it's like a big robot. You sort of have to climb up its arm, but there's a certain point where you have to crouch, because otherwise he'll, like, start like waving his arm as if he's going like, "Get off!" And yeah, if you're not crouching, then you'll just be sent flying, and you have to try again. And
yeah. So I guess for me at least, the boss fights are this game's weakest point, I have to say. And that's what I remember from back in the day as well. So nothing changed. Okay. Also, Place the Cat. New character.
Yes.
In a world of new characters all the time. We not really. No, I guess in handheld games as well. Yeah, because we had like Cream and Vanilla in Sonic Advance 2.
Yeah.
Then I guess in Sonic Battle we had Emerald, right?
Yeah.
Like the Gizoid or whatever. And so we now have Blaze the Cat. So a new character. This time though, I feel like much more well received than others. Right? A fan favorite, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at a time when, like you say, it felt like we were getting new characters every game, and like people, certain fans were like getting sick of like Sonic's friends all the time, and then that sort of came to a head with like Sonic 06, and then they kind of like backtracked with Unleashed. It's like, okay, it's all right, you just play as Sonic. I mean, obviously they tacked on the werehog thing as well, but it's like, technically you only play as Sonic. But I feel like at a time where like people seem to be getting sick of like constant new characters all the time, Blaze is sort of kind of mostly agreed to be like one of the better sort of new characters. And I think most people like Blaze. I really like Blaze, and like I'm always happy to see like when she pops up in a game again, even though it seems to be just mostly she's relegated to kind of spin-off games these days to sort of pad out the
as
roster
a playable
of those.
character. Yes,
which is a shame. Like, I'd like to see her like actually be part of the main storyline again. But like she's a really good character, and I really like her story arc in this game as well. I mean, the story like is kind of quite minimal in this game, admittedly, but sort of Blaze's arc of obviously she starts off like in Sonic's world, and like she's really stubborn, and she's like, oh, I don't need any of your guys' help, like, I'll sort this out on my own. But then she sort of gradually makes friends with Cream, and sort of meets Sonic and everyone else.
I think Cream breaks her basically.
It's
like she quits. She's like, I can't do this anymore. I'll be your friend. I'll let everyone else help me. Yes, please. Leave me alone.
And there's sort of some quite funny moments as well, because Blaze is like, why is this girl like so keen to like make friends and like talk to a stranger? Like, what is she doing? Like,
let's come back to my place. Why? You
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
me? Oh, this is my friend Blaze. Friend, we
yeah.
just met.
But yeah, it's very cute, and I love the friendship that they develop, and yeah, just Blaze's story in general, and it sort of comes to a head, at the end, and then you have the boss fight between Sonic and Blaze, which is really cool. That's one of the better boss fights, and obviously it's got that really good music as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
Um, the only thing with that boss fight and why I sort of don't like replaying it, I don't know if this is just me, but when you get to the last hit, there's that bit where you basically like have to bash the A and B buttons to like knock the other character away, and obviously, I mean, I have done it. I did it the first time I finished the game with Sonic and Blaze, but I can't do it consistently. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm usually okay with these button bashing things, but I just can't. Yeah, it might just it might just be maybe my fingers are too weak. I don't know, but I really struggle
Or maybe
with that bit.
you broke your DS button. It's not working
Maybe.
properly
To be
after so many
fair,
times.
yeah, to be fair, when I was replaying it the other day, it was on my 3DS actually, but obviously you can still play DS games on the 3DS. The sort of cover on the analog stick did come off at one point. So yeah,
But it's not the game's fault. Just so to clarify to everyone, it's not
yeah,
the game's fault.
no, yeah,
Yeah. By the way, you were talking about emulation. The footage I'm showing is emulated
yeah,
because I don't have like a modded DS to record footage from to
yeah.
capture video. But my recommendation is an iPad if you have an iPad because it's
Oh,
perfect.
okay,
Just put it in
yeah.
vertical mode and you can like
Ah,
use the Apple Pencil if you have one or your finger to do the
oh,
special stages.
I never would have thought of that. Yeah,
Perfect. RetroArch on the iPad with one of
yeah.
the DS emulators. Perfect.
Yeah, because
DS
I think
machine.
if you're emulating it on PC, I've kind of heard this is most people's issue is like when you have to use the touchscreen controls, like people kind of struggle. Like I think you can use like the mouse
You can use the mouse as
instead.
well. Yeah.
So you could do that for the special stages, but yeah, I've heard people say that they really struggle doing it that way, and
It's
obviously it's a lot.
definitely better to use the iPad and the Apple Pencil for
Yeah,
sure, for sure.
yeah,
I've
imagine,
done the
yeah,
PC thing as well. I've used it on
hmm
PC, emulated on PC, and it's possible and it's
yeah,
doable. Even on the Steam Deck for people who have a Steam Deck,
mm
it's
hmm
also a possibility. Maybe you'll have to. I guess you can play with like top and bottom screens, like one on top of each other, but probably
yeah,
better to do side to side.
yeah,
And then use one of the trackpads on the Steam Deck to use it as like a mouse and
hmm
for the special stages, or actually use the touch screen as well. But
yeah,
definitely the most intuitive and like that feels really like the real thing way
mhm.
is iPad with RetroArch and like Melon DS, for example, or one of the other
Yeah.
emulators.
That sounds like a really
Which
good
we
way.
definitely don't
Yeah.
condone here on the show.
Oh,
Definitely,
no,
I didn't even use it to record this footage at all. So
I mean,
why would I condone that? No, why would I
I
encourage you to do the same?
I mean, I was about to say that sounds like a really good like way to do it. Like if for whatever reason you haven't got a DS or you can't access a DS or
Or if you have the
but yeah,
DS stored somewhere with the physical copy of the game stored
yeah,
somewhere, and
mm,
as a way of like, yeah, not like preserving the original cartridge.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Which is actually my case, to be honest, with this game.
Mhm.
Anyway, yeah. If you wanna try the game in an easier way these days, iPad I think is a very good way to do it. Yeah. Okay, so I think we covered most of what we can with Sonic Rush. Definitely a game that we both enjoyed. Viper as well, before he left, also shared his experiences in his love for the game. One quick question: do you have a favorite song from the soundtrack, and or a favorite level as well?
Yeah, so I think in both cases, so I think my favorite level is Huge Crisis, and my favorite song is also the song for that level, JJ Rocket. I just love that song. I remember when I was playing it again the other day, I was like looking forward to getting to that level, because that level in particular like, is really fun. It's just sort of quite yeah, it just kind of gets your blood pumping, really. There's a lot of grinding, there's a lot of tricks. You sort of have you're constantly being shot about and like going through pipes, and then there's those sort of weird kind of rocket sled things that you go on and it counts down and you just like launched across the screen. And yeah, JJ Rocket is just sort of like a really good like pumping track, and yeah, it just sort of feels like it uh, kind of exemplifies like everything Sonic Rush is, really. You do sort of have bits where you're kind of stopped and like locked in those rooms where you have to like beat a certain amount of enemies, which a few of the levels do that. I know some people probably don't like those bits, but you can get through those like pretty quickly, if you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
yeah, I'd say that level and that song is like, yeah, definitely my favorite. But yeah, I mean, all the music's good, but yeah, that track in particular stands
Mhm,
out for me.
mhm. Yeah. In terms of levels,
Mhm.
I don't know. Uh, I'd probably say like I like Mirage Road as well for the theme.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's my I
Yeah.
don't know if I have a favorite level, to be honest. I asked the question, but I didn't know the answer, or my answer at least. But maybe Mirage Road. I like the theme of the level as well. In terms of
Mhm.
songs, I like them all. I think the final boss level, Wrapped in Black,
Yeah, that is
one
good.
of my favorite like final boss themes of all
Yeah,
time. And I
especially
have
the second phase. Yeah,
yeah, oh,
it's really good.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
And also I have a very like a soft spot for the credits song, Raising Me Up,
yeah,
which
that is a
it
really nice one.
doesn't really, it's not like, not doesn't exemplify the feel of the game itself. It's not a
No,
Sonic
yeah,
Rush song, but it's a
mhm.
really really cool like mellow credits theme. I
Yeah,
really enjoy that. It's kind of a little bit of a different take on the Naganuma style, but I do
mm.
enjoy that. Hideki Naganuma's superpower is sampling. I
Oh
think
yeah, he's the master of sampling. Yeah,
definitely it's like he's the funky sampler, and
yep,
he does a really good job of scoring this game.
he
And
does.
like you said, it pumps you up. And like, yeah, let's do this.
Yep.
Even in later stages, like Huge Crisis, Altitude Limit,
Hmm.
which also has a very cool song as well.
Yeah,
So definitely a great soundtrack all around.
yeah,
No, can't really fault it. So yeah. Yeah, so that's it for Sonic Rush. However, we wanted to, at the end of this conversation, Stuart, also talk a little
hmm,
bit about the legacy of Sonic Rush. So, and we
yep,
already touched a little bit on this, but Sonic Rush Adventure came next, which is the sequel, the direct sequel to Sonic Rush.
hmm,
It kept mm, I mean, I kept most of the gameplay, the core gameplay of Sonic Rush, but added a few things. which are probably a little bit more divisive, I guess. So this time, instead of Blaze coming into Sonic's world, Sonic gets stuck in Blaze's world, and for some reason, there's a lot of like sea exploration. Because why not? And there's another new character, Marine, right?
She really took off. She's been in so many games after that.
Quite the popular character. Yes, people. I remember all the memes back in the day with Marine and her Australian accent and stuff, and even like the language. And there's pirates because why not? And there's a lot of like material collecting. So I'm focusing on probably the negatives for most people, I guess. But I'll say I'm like not against these mini games. So if in Sonic Rush your hub world, and like quote unquote hub world, was just like a map that you moved from stage to stage, and that's it. Here you have an actual hub world, like a village. You can go to different parts of the village to progress between levels. You have to find islands, and to do that, you have to use first craft and build, and then use different vehicles like the jet ski, I guess, jet bike. The hovercraft, the submarine. Am I missing? There's a sailboat. No, that's it. No, jet ski.
Oh, there is
submarine, hovercraft.
Yeah, there is like a sailboat. I seem to remember that just sort of scrolls like in 2D, and like you have to fire the cannons.
Isn't that the submarine?
No, I think the submarine's. Yeah, I think the submarine, like you're going forwards, and you can. It's sort of like a first-person thing, but yeah, the sailboat sort of goes like side to, like the sides of the screen.
So definitely our memories of this are a little bit hazier. I only played the first level in the first C stage, just to record a little bit of footage for this. So it's not unlike Sonic Rush, which I play every year. It's been a while since I played Sonic Rush Adventure. Level design is slightly tighter. I think we mentioned that, like less of the complaints of bottomless pits and stuff, and like boosting and landing where you shouldn't, and stuff like that. There's still a trick system, and I guess that's it. I think I talked about all of the different things. Oh, there's a little bit more playability, perhaps, because you have different missions that make you revisit stages that you've been on before, stuff like that. You have to find materials as well to build different vehicles, which means sometimes you have to go back to specific islands and replay those stages so you can unlock or collect the materials that you need, which can be a good thing or not, depending on your perspective.
There's a lot of padding. I still really, I still quite enjoyed it, but I can sort of see like what people's there's sort of probably like quite a lot of like artificial kind of like lengthening of the game. Really, I guess they just wanted to make it feel a bit more like longer and a bit more epic. Hence all this extra stuff. But I remember like quite enjoying it and like doing all the extra missions and finding all the hidden islands and all that stuff.
Yeah. So by the way, this game released in 2007. So for Western people, September, Japan, October, different dates, but all September 2007. And it's interesting because they went with Sonic Rush Adventure, knowing fully well what that name means to people who are
that word.
Sonic Adventure fans. I guess there are some elements of that in a way, in a very simplistic way, but not really a Sonic Adventure game. Here, they want to make it seem like that, but it's not. And you can play as Blaze, you can play as Sonic. The soundtrack is really good as well, but to me, not as iconic as Sonic Rush. Sonic Rush's soundtrack.
No, yeah,
right. But it really is really good. I have to say, at times it feels like they were trying to emulate Naganuma's style. Even like I believe the final boss song has hints of Wrapped in Black in there.
Yeah,
but it's not quite the same feel. And
no,
there's some sampling as well. You can see Tomoya Otani's influence in some of these stages as well. He is now like one of the main Sonic composers.
Yeah.
But it's a really good soundtrack. I actually wanted to I'm it's a little bit upset that Viper couldn't be here for this part because I think his love for Sonic Rush Adventure is a little bit bigger than ours. I feel like I may be wrong, but he'll definitely let us know later.
I do really like it, but I definitely sort of see its flaws as well. The one interesting thing and sort of makes the game a bit bittersweet really is this is kind of the last time they did like an original like handheld sort of side story Sonic game, because after this they were just like, oh, we'll just do a handheld version of whatever the current console one is, because obviously the next DS game was Sonic Colors DS, and it's kind of a shame really, because I sort of liked what these side games did kind of story wise. Like obviously Sonic Rush introduced Blaze and like the whole idea of this there being another dimension and all that stuff, and then this game sort of expands on that, and it does feel like at the end and obviously we've never seen Marine again, but at the end there's the extra sort of secret supersonic final boss. So Marine kind of helps out at the end. She sort of shoots at Eggman and Eggman Nega's machine with something. It's not really clear like what it is. Like suddenly her fist sort of glows and she throws like some kind of energy ball. And it's not none of the characters question it. It's just like, oh, okay, thanks, Marine. I guess that's just something you can do. Like whatever, we won't mention it. But interestingly, and then what I thought at the time is like, oh, maybe this means, because it sort of looks like and sounds like it could be like a ball of water, like like, oh, Blaze has got fire powers, so Marine, her name's Marine, maybe she's got water powers, and like animals in this dimension just have these powers, or some of them do. And the Sonic Encyclopedia book like actually sort of hints that is the case. Like she seems to use some kind of water power. So it does really feel like that was something they were going to expand upon in another game, but then obviously they sort of changed track and said like, no, we're not going to do these little side stories anymore. We're just going to do handheld versions of we're just going to do a handheld Sonic Colors and not do stuff like this again, which is a shame.
I actually was reading a little bit because I don't remember that. It's been a while since I played like through Sonic Rush Adventure. I was trying to find info on that. So Marine distracted the Egg Wizard with her hydrokinesis by firing a ball of water, giving Supersonic and Burning Blaze the opening they needed to finish the doctors off. Don't remember that at all, but yeah.
No, well, the game doesn't really draw attention to it, like, plot-wise, like, none of the characters go like, "Oh, wow, Marine, like, how did you do that?" It's just like, it's just not commented on.
Good job, Marine.
Yeah, like, you've been really useless and annoying the whole
once,
game, but now you've done this, yeah.
For once, you helped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I agree. It's like, and we're gonna talk about Sonic Colors next as like the last one of these, like this sort of trilogy, but not really.
Yeah.
It's the same engine. You still use both screens, but it's not really the same as Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventure.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
There's no more boost mechanic, or not in the same way. There's like no trick system, so it's a little bit different. So I agree. It's a shame that we never really got another one, a proper spin-off on the DS. I think we got Sonic Rivals, which is like two Sonic Rivals games, which were handheld games, I guess, on the PSP.
Yeah, I guess they were around the same time, weren't they? And again, they were sort of
a little bit later, maybe.
possibly.
Actually, Sonic Rivals was released oh 06. So a year later than Sonic Rush. December 1st, 06. So it's celebrating its 19th anniversary this year. And Rivals 2 was 07. December 07.
Okay, so 2007 was really when they were like, okay, we're not doing these kind of games anymore.
Interesting. Yeah. So it's like kind of the same time here. Interesting. Yeah. I actually thought in my head, like I placed Rivals later than Rush and Rush Adventure. Like a little bit
I honestly
more,
couldn't remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So Rush Adventure 2007 as well, September. Rivals 2, December 2007. So yeah, different platforms, but those were also spin-offs that were completely different from the mainline Sonic games.
So,
and those were also the last ones of its kind.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah.
My preference goes towards the Rush games, though.
Oh, yeah, no,
I enjoyed
100%.
Rivals and Rivals 2, but
yeah,
Rush.
Yeah, again, they're decent games, but definitely Rush over Rivals.
Yeah. And so moving on to Sonic Colors DS, which, like you mentioned, is a version of Sonic Colors, which we got on the Wii back then. Beloved game, I guess, still to this day. This is quite a good game as well. Quite a good version of Sonic Colors. Ported to the DS, using the wisps as well, using both screens, like in this intro cutscene. You can see both screens being used, which hints at what the game has in store for you as you play it. Although, like I mentioned before, not as fast paced as the Rush games. No trick system. You have the wisps though. So, right. And the special stages as well, more reminiscent of Sonic Heroes, I guess, with the colored orbs. There's footage of that in here.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what the special stages were, but it's like you have to get
you
like
have
a
to
certain
collect
color, don't you? Yeah.
Yes, and like the more you collect without the right kind, you increase your combo meter and get more points and get through the next part of the special stage. But as we can see here from Tropical Resort being shown here on screen, it's basically a version of a Tropical Resort, a little bit like scaled down to fit the graphical limitations of the DS. But again, still with the same sort of graphical look and style as in the Rush games in a way.
Yeah.
Right. And that thing that we love so much, the two screens at once, showing everything that's happening, really nice. It's a shame that they abandoned that altogether. Yeah,
it is, and obviously you mentioned like it doesn't have the trick system. I remember first playing it; it felt really weird, going off a spring and like I think instinctually, I can't even say it on instinct.
instinctively.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
My fingers sort of went to like the buttons you'd use to do tricks. It's like, oh,
Definitely.
but no, oh, you can't do that anymore. It just feels. I guess like if you played this without having played the Rush games, you wouldn't know any different, would you? But because I had played both of the Rush games, it felt really weird. It's like, oh, I wanted to do tricks though.
I played Rush Adventure Stop, and then booted up this
Yeah.
one, and I was like,
Okay.
oh, no tricks. I remember now.
Yeah, no tricks.
And then again, oh no, no tricks again. Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
No
to get
fun
used to
allowed.
it. Yeah. But you do have a homing attack,
Yeah.
which is a big part of how you control this game. Even like this, like glider section, like that also is reminiscent of Sonic Rush.
Yeah.
And Rush Adventure. So there's like a little 3D section, which is quite cool, I have to say, because they make good use of the 3D effect here.
Yeah, absolutely.
The special stages, which we have one coming up next. Like I said, again, the half pipe style of special stage, but more akin to Sonic Heroes than, for example, Sonic Rush.
Yeah, probably
still using
more,
the touch screen.
Yeah, probably more fun and better executed than the Sonic Heroes ones.
Yeah. And I actually I didn't really look at the instructions, so I was collecting everything. And then I realized, no, you should only collect one color. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. It takes me a while. I'm dumb. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah. But still quite fun. And I really like the use of the touchscreen and the stylus to move Sonic around. It's a really cool idea. Like simple and it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. But I really like how they thought of this and implemented it.
Yeah.
And again, iPad, Apple Pencil, you're golden. Yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
Do that. That would work. Yeah, I think this was so in my mind until recently. I remembered between Sonic Colors DS and, for example, Sonic Lost World 3DS. I remembered one was very good, the other not so much. But I didn't really remember which one until recently when I saw footage and I remember, oh no, Sonic Colors DS good, Sonic Lost World 3DS not so good.
Yeah, don't get me started on that game.
Yeah. And the special stages, right?
Oh god.
Is that the one where you have to like move around?
Yeah,
the 3D? Yeah.
I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that. It's like, people will want to do this like while they're on the bus or on the train. Like, like you won't look like a crazy person at all. Yeah.
I remember the very first time I played one of those special stages. I was in this exact room of my house, and I was like, "Whoa!" I was up.
Yeah.
I stood up, and then I almost I was so dizzy at the end, and I almost fell to the ground. I had to oh wait, no, control yourself. No, please.
Yeah,
Get a hold of yourself.
The music is really good, but while that music's playing, like you're just it's horrible.
Trying not to throw up.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. Okay. So Sonic Colors DS, the last remnant of the Sonic Rush engine and the whole feel of having two screens at once. Not on special stages, but on regular stages and using the touch screen to control Sonic, which was really, really cool. Yeah. Then we actually reserve a few minutes here to talk about two recent projects that fans have been working on. I wasn't really aware of the second one that we have here. So we had Sonic Rush 3D, which we actually covered on this show last year as part of our Sage 2024 coverage. I played it and I really, really enjoyed it. It was one of my highlights of last year's Sage for sure, hands down, because I like Sonic Rush so much that I really enjoyed what they're doing with Sonic Rush 3D, which is basically what it says on the tin. It's Sonic Rush in 3D, right? And we have footage here, courtesy of Garrulous64. So thank you very much, Carlos, for this. I'll link the video in the show notes so you can watch it. Let me just check the quality, if it's the best one or not. It is actually, yes, it is. Okay, we can show it again. But it is exactly that. It's Sonic Rush in 3D. Have you played this?
I've not had a chance to play this, no, but I've seen sort of streams of people playing it, and it does look really good and really well done. And like you say, it just does exactly what it says on the tin, and it's sort of preserved that kind of sort of not
The
like
aesthetic of
aesthetic. I didn't want to say like low detail because that sounds like I'm sort of being but God, my vocabulary is terrible.
Yeah, but I guess I
I'm
guess
sorry,
it's not a bad thing. I guess it's
like
because it's a very specific style, right?
Yeah,
like it's a choice, not a limitation.
It's definitely got a charm, and a lot of like sort of indie games have tried to kind of emulate this as well. Sort of this sort of lo-fi, sort of early-ish like 3D kind of look, and it is really cool. And I might have to check this out because it does look really fun to play.
I wasn't able to keep up with Sage this year. I don't know if we got a new version of this year or not. But last year's demo, I did a quick search. I didn't find anything, but maybe not. But even the trick system is there. Yeah, it's a little bit like at times, as we can see here, it's a little bit like rough around the edges because it's not really the same as controlling Sonic in 2D, like boosting and everything. But it does a really good job at keeping it really, really close.
Yeah, I think the spirit is there by the look of it.
Yeah. I remember I had a couple of instances where I wasn't really able to hit like the spring or something like that. I had to go back and try again or something, but there were very minor instances because it was really what I played last year was really in a very good state already. So I can only hope they do end up releasing the full thing.
Yeah.
Be able to play this in full, which would be amazing.
Cool.
Yeah. And subscribe to Garrulous64 as we're seeing here on screen. Yeah. The other project that this one I haven't played but looks really good as well is Sonic Rush Rerun. Okay. I have a video of the announcement trailer they shared. We're gonna see that. But this is basically a fan reimagining of Sonic Rush. So it's like basically a remaster, let's say. It's not a remake in 3D, right? I guess Sonic Rush 3D is more of a remake because they're doing like I guess this is also a remake, but it's more of a reimagining. So they're keeping the style, they're keeping the 2D, but they're changing things around.
Yeah.
Have you tried this one?
I've not tried this either, but again, I sort of watched quite a lot of streams where people played this one, And yeah, like you say, it's sort of more seems to be about sort of reimagining it, like it, in like its 2.5D form. I think the level design is a little bit different. I think it's like only sort of Leaf Storm that's in the demo um, that came out. But and yeah, obviously there isn't like two screens or anything like that. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it sort of seems to be an effort to kind of preserve what the game is. Like it's a more accessible version of Sonic Rush almost, but it's also kind of its own thing, like with the different level design as well.
and even a little bit of like Sonic Rush Adventure thing. I don't remember like the bouncy mushrooms in Sonic Rush 1.
Oh, that's true. Actually,
I
yeah,
think that's from
those
Sonic Rush Adventure.
they
So
are. Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So I guess that's something that they're trying to implement, like bits from both games as well, which
Which
is
is
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember this because I played Rush Adventure like the first couple of levels, so
Mhm.
I remember the bouncy mushrooms. Oh, wait.
Mhm.
This isn't from Sonic Rush. But yeah, but this is an interesting project, and I'm gonna link to it as well in the show notes. So if you're either a fan of Sonic Rush or like you saw this episode and thought, I want to try Sonic Rush, do that, and then check out Sonic Rush 3D and Sonic Rush Rerun. They're not finished projects yet; they're still ongoing projects. Fan projects also, so obviously delays and time, waiting time is to be expected, but it's really cool, and I think they deserve a lot of praise for doing what they're doing,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
both of them look really really well, really good.
Mhm.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so what my final question to you, Stuart, is
Mhm.
what would you like to see happening to Sonic Rush and eventually Sonic Rush Adventure? Would you like to see just a release somehow of these games, like as they are from Sega on current systems? Like
Mhm.
even if that's like not really the same thing, and we have to play it on a TV screen, a horizontal TV screen, or would you much rather Sega doing something like Sonic Rush 3D or Rerun, like an official thing, an
Yeah,
official reimagining?
I think because there's just so many difficulties and different factors in like the possibility of re-releasing these games, because as you say, like you can't really sort of emulate the DS like double screen thing or like the touchscreen thing. Yeah, there's a whole load of different things. I mean, I'd quite like to see like another game sort of in the spirit of the Rush games. If they just did a new sort of 2.5D boost focused game with Sonic and Blaze, like give Blaze sort of something to do again rather than just being a character to pad out the roster in like spin-off games or racing games or whatever. Give Blaze like something to do. I'd like to see them bring back Marine and like expand on the hydrokinesis like we talked about. I don't know if anyone else even cares about that, but I'd quite like to see that expanded upon and sort of more of the lore behind that, and like do other animals in Blaze's world have powers? What's the deal with that? Like I'd like to see them explore that. Again, if anyone else even cares, but yeah, I think sort of a Sonic Rush like spiritual successor like would be really cool. um I mean, at the moment, it sort of seems like you have like modern Sonic, which is like 3D, and they're like the mainline games, and then when they do like spin off like 2D or 2.5D games, they're like the classic Sonic branch. That seems to be how they're doing it. these days. But yeah, I'd just like to see them break the mold a little bit and say, okay, we're going to do like a 2D sort of side story game again, but it's going to be like Sonic Rush. It's going to be like modern Sonic. Yeah, I just love to really see like a game like that again, the same kind of boost gameplay and like the trick system. And yeah, I think that would be really cool, and I think that would be like quite well received if they did try that.
Could be. We had Superstars. It wasn't that well received. I like the look of Superstars, like the style, like the chubby or chibi, I guess, Sonic characters in that. But I would love to see the return of like this more stylized, like almost like cell shaded Sonic.
Yeah.
To the return of that classic Sonic. I guess it's not really classic Sonic, right? Because of the boost. But is Sonic Superstars really classic Sonic still? In a way, maybe more.
Yeah.
Why not both, right? So why not have like a smaller team working on something like this?
Exactly.
I do think they're being smart with how they're handling Sonic these days.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to get Sonic Frontiers 2 or whatever it's going to be called. Which is going to be like the main 3D thing, which definitely makes sense that they're taking their time. It takes a lot of time to do it properly, to improve upon that formula. And then we had like a remake, Sonic Colors Ultimate, I believe. We had like a spin-off with Sonic Racing Crossworlds. We had Sonic Superstars. So why not squeeze in another like side project, smaller one with a smaller team, maybe outsource it to a team that's like that likes this, team of fans, who knows. So I would really appreciate having this style of Sonic 2.5D game to play as well, alongside the others we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Stuart, thank you very much for coming.
No worries.
Happy 20th anniversary to Sonic Rush. If you guys love Sonic Rush like we do, or Sonic Rush Adventures, Sonic Colors DS, let us know. Have you played Sonic Rush 3D Rerun? Let us know in the comments as well. I'd really love to hear from you guys your experiences with Sonic Rush, because it's been 20 years and it's quite sad and quite amazing at the same time that this game that I really like so much is 20 years old. Yeah, all the memories, and all the gray hair. So yeah, Stuart, please let us know, how can people find you online and what have you been up to?
So you can find me online on social media as Shen Musings. That's sort of my main big Sonic fan, obviously, but I'm also a big fan of Shenmue. So you can find me as Shen Musings on Twitter, on Blue Sky. I also have a blog, not updated it in a while, but I have got some content planned for that. That's shenmusings.wordpress.com. And I also hang out on the Shenmue Dojo Discord quite a lot. You can find me there with a lot of other Shenmue fans. So yeah, that's me.
Excellent. And by the way, happy 25th anniversary to Shenmue as well.
Yes.
Right? In the West. Yes.
Yeah, just make us feel even more old. Yeah.
For sure. Boy. Yeah, but thank you very much for joining me. And as he said, just like check out Shen Musings, the blog, which is amazing. You're the lore guy, I guess. You're the lore person here. Sonic lore, Shenmue lore. Even when talking about Sonic Rush, you could feel like the lore is deep within you. So yeah.
Yeah, my mind is a repository of probably useless information. So yeah,
Never useless. Never like less used, but never useless.
It's very niche. Yeah.
Yeah. As for the Sega Lounge, we'll be back next week. 3 more shows to go till the 3? No, 2. 2 more shows to go. Am I right? I am. I think I am. 2 more shows to go until the end of the season. We're recording these a little bit out of order, so that's why I'm confused. Check us out next weekend, the week after, because we've got a couple of interesting episodes lined up. I'm not going to say what they're going to be about, but especially next week's maybe something of a like extravagant idea. We've done a few of those as well, but we're gonna be nominating games for something, but probably not Game of the Year. Maybe think bigger. Think bigger. So, and join us next year, next week actually for more. A big shout out to Viper as well, who joined us at the beginning of this episode but wasn't really feeling well. So hope you're doing better now. Check out Viper's socials as well. Viper will be joining us for the next couple of episodes as well. So there's that. But thank you, Viper, for joining us for that first part of this episode. The Sega Lounge returns next week. Follow us on our socials. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe on YouTube if you're feeling like it, and come back next week for more. Bye-bye.
Bye.